Hello to all of you wonderful moms out there. This is episode 36 of the Solve for Mom podcast. I'm your host, Anoki Kapasi. So you're probably wondering if one of us mixed up our dates on the calendar because today's Friday and usually my episodes come out on a Monday. I thought it'd be really fun to offer a bonus episode as a little gift from me to you guys as we are coming into Mother's Day. So I hope you enjoy this. It's a very short mini episode that will be easy to soak in right before Mother's Day. Are you looking for a way to blend success and motherhood without losing sight of who you are? I get it. I've been there too. If you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed, overscheduled, and overlooked, and you want a clear roadmap to a balanced life, a meaningful career, and finally feeling like yourself again while still being the amazing mama that you are, you're in the right place. In this complex equation we call life, it's time to sharpen our pencils and our minds and solve for mom. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts seem to run on autopilot? You're often focusing on what you're not doing well enough as a mom. Well, today I'm going to talk about a different kind of balance. One that's just as important as work-life balance, but it often gets overlooked. I know what it's like to get caught into those cycles of, I'm too this, or I'm not enough that. Well, these thoughts become the conversations that we end up having with ourselves and shaping our relationship with others. And so that's why I wanted to have this episode before Mother's Day, because when we're trying to find freedom and joy, I think it starts with the conversations that we're having with ourselves. So if you're ready to discover how to create a more empowering thought pattern that's going to align with the mom that you want to be, then this is the episode for you. Let's dive in. On this podcast, I talk a lot about creating a life that you love, because there is a freedom and joy that comes from living a balanced life. And that means balancing our family life, our careers, our personal goals, even having time just for yourself. And you know that the key tool that I teach about is life planning. And that life planning is about aligning your time and your energy, your relationships, and even your resources to things like your values, your vision, your purpose. But I think that balance doesn't stop right there. It's not just about finding work-life balance in our lives. So I want to stretch you to look for other parts of your life that might need balance. With work-life balance, we tend to ask things like, are you saying yes to too many things, like trying to do too many things, take on too many responsibilities, or spending your time doing too much of something? Or perhaps you're actually saying no too often. You're not taking action on your big ideas or not doing stuff that you're passionate about. Or maybe your schedule feels really lopsided because you keep adding too many things to it and you're not reducing other things at the same time. But what if there are other kinds of balance that aren't strictly work-life balance? So today I want to talk to you about balancing your mind. We could even call it having a balanced mindset, because this too contributes to getting back to feeling like yourself so you can experience freedom and joy. It also contributes to crafting a life that you love. So let's start with conversations. Conversations are one really important way that we build relationships with others. But our thoughts are kinds of conversations. They're conversations that we have with ourselves, and they help build our relationship with our own self. And so I want to ask you, are you inundating your mind with one-sided thoughts, one-sided conversations? Do you often find yourself saying, I'm too this, or I'm not that, I can't? Do you say always or never? Because when you do that, you're actually communicating a certain kind of message to yourself. You're stimulating your neurons with a certain kind of message, and that is what precedes then a certain kind of action or reaction that you have, maybe an emotional reaction even. When you do that, that's actually rewiring your neural connections, and you're strengthening that. You're reinforcing certain kinds of thoughts when you have those repeatedly. A while back, I read the book How to Be a Healthy Gamer by Alec Kanogia. He introduces a concept of decolonizing your mind and colonizing it with something better. Now, this was in the context of parents who are trying to get their kids who might be addicted to video games and trying to help them reduce the sensory input to video games and redirecting their minds by colonizing them with other things, healthier things, so they can take the excitement that they seem to be getting from video games and replacing it with real life excitement. So it got me thinking about whether we can use this decolonizing idea when it comes to balancing our own thoughts. Is there a way for us to control our thoughts? If we could shut down or slow down these one-sided messages we keep sending ourselves and maybe replacing them with healthier ones so we can rediscover and live a healthier version of ourselves. Let's think about strengthening our connections with more appropriate messages, balanced messages, and then colonizing our thoughts with healthier versions, which of course requires us to have some command over our mind and our thinking. So for example, you might tell yourself, I'm not in shape. But if you can start small and rebalance that thinking, you want to decolonize any rigid thoughts that you have, these all or nothing thoughts, and maybe shift them into thinking about them as a temporary state and maybe replacing it with more empowering thoughts. Think about what you can actually do, what's positive about it, or how you can change it into something positive. So for example, maybe instead of saying I'm not in shape, you can say I'm not in shape right now, but I can start by taking a walk every day. Or I'm not ready to run a 5K yet, but I can run 2 laps right now. So as we head into Mother's Day, I want you to give yourself the gift of balanced thinking along with your balanced life. Add strength training to your neural connections with empowering thoughts alongside your physical training. Let's decolonize or remove those messages that no longer serve us a purpose and don't align with any of our values. Okay, ladies, I told you that was going to be a really quick episode. I hope this episode gives you a very quick and easy win right before Mother's Day. And before I sign off, I just wanted to remind you about the Solve for Mom Insiders newsletter. That's where you'll get a weekly dose of practical tips and strategies for balancing out your life so you can live a life that you love both at home and at work. It's going to be just like the clear advice that you heard in today's episode. It's unique insights and solutions that you're not going to find anywhere else. No one else is talking about this stuff. And the best part, it's completely free. So if you're ready to start your journey towards more balance and fulfillment, just click the link in the show notes to join my Insiders newsletter. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful Mother's Day. I hope today's episode will help you create time and freedom to pursue something you love to do. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe and tell other ambitious mamas about it. Who knows, you might even make a new friend by sharing a tip. It's all free. By the way, it would be amazing to hear what you think about the show when you leave a review. After all, my passion is to make this a great experience for you. Thank you for making my show a part of your day. I'll see you next week for another episode of the Solve for Mom podcast with Anoki Kapasi.